Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is my first pre-market analysis for the current day. The others I post are my previous analysis. So we're looking for very specific things. This is silver. On the monthly, silver, what are we looking for? On the monthly, we're looking for the overall market sentiment and long-term targets. We can see here on the monthly, price pushed up, retraced, and came back to this previous structure highs, and then rejected with a very big bullish engulfing candlestick, which is on the monthly. Okay, and we can see this month, which is almost closing, has rejected this weekly supply and demand level, this $24 supply and demand level. And then price were our targets. Our initial targets were here, where price has just reached. This imbalance here on the monthly was to be filled. So this whole month, the bias was bullish. When we come down to the weekly, so you can see price pushed up, filled this imbalance here, this point, came to this 24 level and started to reject. Now, if we look at structure on the weekly, came and broke structure here, so structure is now bullish. So even on the weekly, we're looking to buy rather than selling. So let's draw out our fibs. We see which is the highest probability area on the weekly. Okay, so somewhere we may see the market retrace to is this 38% price point on the fibs, which coincide with this 21.5 weekly supply and demand level. Okay, that's where we may see market retrace to before now having adequate volume to push to continue its move up, because now since the monthly structure has changed back to bullish, we're expecting to buy the long term, but short term, yeah, we're expecting to sell. So now we're on the daily. What do we look at the daily? The daily, we're looking at higher time frame structure, previous days high and low. For liquidity, that's what we're looking for. So let's mark the previous day's high and low. So when we look at the daily, where the daily structure points, let me mark them out here, here and here. So that shows that the daily structure is still bullish, and this is a retracement. Okay, so even when we see here more clearly on the daily, you can see price pushed up to this level, tried to trade above it but was unable to close above it, and then came and rejected it heavily. So on the daily, there's a lot of momentum, bearish momentum. And yeah, we may see a retracement since market had not retraced for all this time. And also on the daily, what we can look at are targets. Where do we see the market retracing to? And we can see that there is an imbalance right here, which was not filled. Yeah. So we expect price to at least come to the midpoint, which is at 21.75 before and taking out these lows here. These lows act as sell side liquidity, because the market makers will drive price to this area before, to take out these stops on the daily level. Imagine how many people bought at this point in time to take away their stops, and before now getting adequate volume to push back up. And as you can see here, this imbalance coincides with our 21.5 weekly level, which we had said that was our area of high probability of the market pushing back from. Now let's go to the 4 hour, and on the 4 hour we're looking at higher time frame structure and imbalance. Okay, so let's mark out the 4 hour structure points. This is the 4 hour previous high, the higher low, and the current higher high. So as we can see, based on the 4 hour, the price action is still bullish overall However, we rejected this 24 price point. Okay, so on the 4 hour, let's check for imbalances. We see why why price is moving down. As you can see, you can spot one here. Here. Is there another one? Nope. There is no more imbalances, but there is this sell side liquidity. So we can see that currently we are in a retracement phase of the market. Yeah. So if we draw out this fibs, we can see that, yeah, our fibs coincide with this imbalance. So it shows that this is around the 61% price point, where price must travel below 2 and then go back to. Now when we go to the hourly, we are looking for structure and imbalance. Okay, so on the hour structure, this point, and this point are the structure points. So currently we've had a break of structure at that point, at this point over here. Let's first clear those. We've had a break of structure at this point. Now what this means is that on this time frame there's a high probability of price. Now on this time frame, it shows there's a high probability of price now trading down. See, on the higher time frames, we have said we want to what? On the higher time frames, we have said we want to buy from here. You know, buy to 24.5. Okay, why 24.5? Let's zoom back in. You know, price always leaves clues, and if you follow those clues, you'll make money. Now why I'm saying this, why that price point, is because on the weekly we can see that there's some imbalance here to be filled here. Some was filled, some was not filled. So this would be our targets way up here if we were to buy here 24.5, which is, this is the midpoint of the weekly imbalance. Okay, so that's a high probability target. So let's mark out these targets. Yeah. Okay, and then now, after identifying this is our long-term targets, now we're going to short-term. What do we see? We've already said that we see price trading below here and filling this imbalance, right? So right now we're looking for sells, which have been confirmed by this lower time frame, the hourly time frame break of structure, which means now that it has shifted from bullish to bearish. Now when we mark out our, let's mark out our fibs and see what. Okay, so you can see here price came, rejected the 38% and is now trading lower. However, let's continue with the analysis. Okay, so on the 15 minutes we're looking, we go back down to the 15 minutes and now we're looking for structure, and our secret special, you know, trick to avoid stop hunts and to avoid stop hunts. So this is the Asian range. Okay, so on the 15 minute, where the structure points are here, here, and now here, even though this has formed equal lows, right? So now since we've already seen on the higher time frames, our bias is bearish. Yeah, so since price has traded below this Asian range, we expect one of two things. One, it comes and retraces back to the midpoint here of the price action of the Asian range, or it comes and trades above here, takes out these orders before getting adequate orders to push price lower, because you can see these are equal lows, and it also coincides with this green line, which is the previous day's low. So price has come down, will collect orders, push back up. Yeah, I see there's a high probability of price coming above the 23.227 price point before getting adequate volume to drop to here, which is our targets. Let's move this. Okay, here, which our targets also act as the next area for taking a trade. Our targets way down here are the next area for taking a trade. So we can see that we expect a short push from here to here. That's 1500 pips. 1500 pips, and then we take a long-term move from here to here, which is 2000 pips, 2700. So that's a lot of pips. That's a lot of pips, even depending on your lot size. That's a big bag. So we're here short to 22 point. Okay, 22.02. This is my overall target. However, since price does what it does, there are several levels for taking profits. First is this level here above this supply and demand level, the 22.55, and then now our overall targets are there. Let's round it off to 22. Okay, so that's my silver analysis. Price doing one thing over another. Let's put this here. And this one, put it here. Okay, why do we see price doing one thing over another on silver? So let's write our confluences / our grade book. Yeah, there's been a lower time frame break of structure, which we give a one point. That is this break of structure here. I've marked it out here, this BOS. There is also higher time frame confirmation, which is the engulfing on the daily. There's the fib levels to give a 2, and then there's imbalance, which I'll give a 1, and then there's buy side liquidity, which I'll give a 1. So currently this setup has a grade of 7, which is a high probability setup. So that's what we're waiting for, and this is the reason we're waiting for that. Oh, I feel for my brother.